Y'all get in here, get in here, get in here, get in here. We really got some things that we need to discuss. Some topics that are important, very important. So get in here, share this live, get some more people in here. We need more people to make this work. So get some more people in here. I'm gonna give you the next 4 minutes to get some people in here, and at 9 o'clock PST sharp, we're gonna start this live. I hope y'all are sharing out this live because we got some things to discuss, and they're actually very important. Very, very important. I'm telling you, this is a live you definitely want to make it to. It's going to be a little different from the rest of those lives. Share this video out right now. Get some people in this building. Get some people in the room. We have some things to talk about. I'm telling you, it definitely will be worth your while. Get in this building. You got 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. In 2 more minutes, we're going to be starting this live. Share this content out. Make sure you get this information out. We're going to be discussing some very important things. Some things that I know a lot of you are wondering. Get in here. Get in here. Get in here. We got some things to discuss. All right, we got 1 more minute and we're about to start this thing up. 1 more minute and we're about to start this thing up. 1 more minute. This is the last minute. In this last minute, share this video out. Make sure you're sharing this video out. Let's talk about it. The more people, the better. Let's get this content out. 30 seconds. All right. It's time. It's time. Now, first of all, let me go ahead and say welcome to another video. Welcome to another live video. We're going to get into some real stuff. We're going to talk some numbers. I'm pretty sure you all have heard of this case, this civil case. It's this high profile civil case that took place today in Atlanta, Georgia. Cardi B being the on the prosecution side, and then Tasha K being on the defensive side, and it was a defamation case. As we all have figured out by now, Cardi B won that case. With that being said, I want to definitely give a special shout out to my sources of all my information and the people who have kept up with this court case the entire time. People who were on the scene, and also people who were just, in a sense, the first responders to what was being reported. So shout outs definitely to the lead attorney. Showed up in court a couple days. Choke No Joke has been there each and every day. The infamous Sylvia has been there each and every day. And they put in some long days, some long time. So first off, thank you to you guys. Dennis Byron, another one. He's been there every day, putting in work, on the scene, sitting in the court, listening, taking notes, reporting back, literally gavel by gavel. The official King Payne, Armand Wiggins, the I said her already, the Anonymous T, and many, many more. I can't name all of you guys, but thank you so much for your content. Thank you for keeping us updated. So, this all begins where Tasha K basically put out, she's a famous blogger. I say famous because she does have 1 million subscribers. And although people may try to downplay how many people that really is, it really is a lot. And it is, I will not downplay the effort that she put forth in building what she built. So she, in the YouTube world, can say she's a celebrity of sorts for the YouTube community, a piece of the YouTube community. But nonetheless, she told a bunch of false, or made a bunch of false allegations to Cardi B, and she just kind of wouldn't stop. That's just really the reality of things. She just really wouldn't stop. And with that being said, she ended up being sued. Okay. Now today, she's found guilty on all counts, which she had about 4 or 5 counts against her, and she's found guilty on all counts. It was kind of, we honestly knew it was going to happen. We just watched it. It was entertaining to watch. I'll give it that. But we all watched it happen, so we knew what was happening right before our eyes. It was just a matter of time until it all caught up. And me personally, I have actually was a subscriber to Tasha K back when she first began, and she was doing these like skits. I thought some of them were funny, but when she switched over to the celebrity sector, she actually began to get more traction, specifically with Cardi B. And because of the money, because of the gains, she refused to stop. So they landed her in this court case because she said a lot of things that were unnecessary and didn't need to be said, in my opinion. But it got her what she wanted, which was the money. So we get here today, and the verdict is that she's guilty on all counts, and as of right now, they're looking at $1.2 million. Now, it's not over because they still, at this point, have punitive damages to consider. And they also still have to make sure that the medical records line up with the $250,000 that they're asking for. And then also they have legal fees to consider as well. So it's estimated between $2-3 million as a total. Could be more, could be more, could not. It just really depends on how much Tasha K actually has. So at this very moment, we are waiting for an amount, a true amount. But at this moment, it's estimated between 2-3 million that Tasha K may owe Cardi B and her lawyers. Now, since this whole situation, what has been rumored, because there's been many rumors, but one rumor that stuck out to me that came up was the fact that they were saying that Tasha K could possibly, allegedly, she could possibly be hiding assets. So the first question that came to my mind is like, why would she do that, first of all? And if she is indeed doing that, what the outcome could be. So with that being said, if that rumor hypothetically is true, then basically Tasha K could be charged with concealment of assets. Now, concealment of assets, it's a federal felony crime. So we're talking about the federal level, not the city, not the state, the federal level. That's high. You're talking about going before a grand jury. So that would be another federal case for Tasha K. And I don't think that's what she wants right now. In fact, I know that's not what she needs right now. But all I'm saying is that even though, I'll get to that. But keep in mind, that's a federal felony charge. Okay? Now, the penalty for that, the max penalty is 5 years federal time, plus a fine by the court. Now, they do have to follow certain guidelines for that fine. So, that can vary. But you can also get other charges added onto this too. I mean, let's think about this for a moment. When the federal government gets you, they don't get you for just one thing. When the government at all, no matter what government, what level of government it is, they don't get you just for one thing. Especially when there's an investigation that is taking time, they don't get you just for one thing. When have you ever seen a high profile case and they would just had one charge? Never. And this wouldn't be any different. This would not be any different. She would have more than one charge. And some of those could include, but they're not limited to, conspiring to defraud the IRS, filing false tax returns, failing to file tax returns, evading individual income tax liabilities, corruptly endeavoring to obstruct the IRS. These are not charges. These are not things that she needs. Financially, these are not charges that she needs. There's an ongoing case, actually, right now in Hawaii. It is, forgive me because I'm about to butcher this man's name, but it is, I think, Gurgis, spelled Guirguis, and his CPA, Higa, versus the federal grand jury of Hawaii. Now, allegedly, they did not report more than 3 million in gross receipts and $465,000 in personal income, unreported. Gerges owned and operated GMP Associates Incorporated and several other businesses. And he was this indictment. It began back in 2005, and the reason it began is because they were impeding the IRS's ability to collect GMP's income tax liabilities and obstructing its ability to collect GMP's unpaid employment taxes. So they wasn't giving over this paperwork. And the IRS was asking for this paperwork. But they weren't giving over this paperwork because this paperwork was being falsified or had to be falsified. Now, this indictment, again, began back in 2005. These people are still awaiting trial. There's no verdict right now. This information, by the way, it comes off justice.gov if you want to look up the case yourself. Like I say, it's maybe Gerges and Higa. Again, that's Guirguis, and Higa is Higa, versus the Federal Grand Jury of Hawaii. So these people were not giving over this information. The IRS was asking, give us the paperwork. Give us the paperwork. And I'm pretty sure they were coming up with different excuses as to why they hadn't gotten it in yet and how it was going to be in soon. I'm sure they did. Or maybe they didn't say anything at all. Who knows? Who knows? So the IRS, they attempted to collect this information from GMP. They sent them filing notices of federal tax liens. They tried to levy bank accounts and started serving notices to levy third parties to people who owed the owner, which is Gerges. Because remember, Higa's the CPA on this situation. He is the certified public accountant. So that's why he's going down with the situation, because, you know, if this man gets in trouble and is the person that gets audited, that CPA is supposed to help him out with that. That's his job. Now, he got in trouble because what Gerges decided to do was he allegedly, because again, this is still open, he allegedly transferred funds from GMP to a nominee entity. And that nominee entity, Gerges actually secretly controlled it. So he controlled it through Higa, his CPA, his certified public accountant. He secretly controlled it through Higa. So that also is what puts Higa in as an accessory to this crime, which he will be charged with. Okay. He's also allegedly fraudulently transferred ownership of a luxury condominium to his wife and used the nominee entity to divert approximately 1.5 million for personal benefit for him and his wife. So he secretly controlled this entity that he passed over to his wife to ownership, but he secretly controlled it through his certified public accountant, which inevitably hasn't done anything. Yes, it's changed hands on paper, but it has not done anything because this Gerges is still controlling everything. He's still running the show. He's just doing it through people as a third party. He allegedly also instructed a bookkeeper to alter the books and records to conceal that he had diverted funds for personal benefit. So he done told the bookkeeper, hey, do what you got to do, but make these numbers add up and don't make it look like we spent this for personal usage. So Gerges and Higa face a statutory maximum sentence of 5 years in prison for engaging in the conspiracy. Oh, I'm not done. I'm not done. A statutory max prison sentence of 5 years for tax evasion counts, 3 years for false returns, and 3 years for corrupt endeavor counts. I'm still not done. That sounds like a lot, but I'm not done. 1 more year for failing to file. And then get this, 20 years for witness tampering. That was a total of 32 years. 32 years for having a business, failing to file your returns, and then when you did file your returns, they're using falsified information, and then transferring assets into family members' names and secretly controlling them through a second entity and your CPA. Yeah, it caught up with them. They wasn't gonna let them buy with. They wasn't gonna let it buy with that. That lets you know how much the FBI, the CIA, the FEDs. That lets you know how much visibility there is. Y'all better stop playing with these folks. Now, let's break it down with the money, because that's what we're really here for. That was that particular case. What I'm saying, the reason I bring up that case, is for this reason. Okay, hold on, let me whip my throat. I bring it up for this very reason, because if it's rumored that there are unfiled taxes, business taxes, allegedly, there may be unfiled taxes. Again, it's rumored. It's rumored that there may be hidden assets. And if that is true, this rabbit hole may get a lot deeper. And that is just not going to be a good look for Tasha K. And not only is it not going to be a good look for Tasha K, this may be enough to bust a pipe. Pressure bust pipes. This is a lot of pressure. Because when the feds is on your neck, they on your neck and they don't let up. Period. So this rabbit hole could really go a lot deeper than what it is right now. A lot deeper. So let's break this down in numbers. The average cost for a tax attorney, if there's a federal case opened against her from the IRS, and she has to get a tax attorney, a federal tax attorney, the average federal tax attorney charges between $200 and $400 an hour. Now I know that sounds like a lot, because it sure sounds like a lot to me. $200 to $400 an hour, that can add up real quick. But think about if You want a more seasoned attorney in that field, or a more experienced one, more respected. Those attorneys can charge up to $1,000 or better per hour, billable hours. Now, according to the HaynesTaxLaw.com, the average investigation takes 12 to 24 months. So that's 1 to 2 years for the average investigation to complete. That's the average. So there's still these above average and below average cases, but that's the average. The average is 1 to 2 years. And that is with 1,000, get this, 1,000 to 2,000 staff hours being devoted to the case. 1,000. Get that. If you have an attorney charging you $1,000 an hour, and he devotes 1,000 hours to this case, you just made him a millionaire. You just made him a millionaire. Because you just forked out $1 million for your attorney. That's not even considering what tax liens you may have, that they may be able to negotiate so that you don't have to pay as much. Whatever debts you may have, they may be negotiated down so you can pay less. That doesn't include any of that. That's just attorney fees. And God forbid it takes 2,000 hours. God forbid it takes 2,000 hours of staff hours being devoted to the case. That's $2 million. God forbid your attorney charges you more than $1,000 a billable hour. That's more than $2 million. I'm talking about some serious money, y'all. This is some serious money. We're talking about a whole different case, a whole different set of attorneys, whole different allegations. This is not a civil case. Well, I guess it might be a civil case still. I guess it might be. Now, this case that she just lost with Cardi B today, that one may not wash her out. It may not. But then again, it may. This is why I say that. Because she's been making money this entire case. This entire trial period that's been going on, her videos have been making residual income for her. Trust me. People have gone to her channel. They've watched all those old videos. Everything that they showed in the court case itself, trust and believe, there are some people that went back and they put in the time and they watched the videos. I promise you that. Telling you, she made some money in these last 2 weeks off them videos. The reason I say it may or may not wash her out is because of this. No one knows how much Tasha K is really worth, from what I can tell. No one knows how much Tasha K is really, really worth. Wikipedia says $500,000. She has a net worth of $500,000 with cash, assets, properties, real estate, all that. On a live, she said she was about $400,000 net worth. I seen that live myself. I think it was an IG live. And then Forbes Forbes and Business has her listed as $1.5 million net worth. So that's another question. How much is Tasha K really worth? I think that's what a lot of people have been trying to figure out. I mean, I'm not mad for her not having it all out in the public. I mean, I don't think anybody really wants their full financial affairs accessed by the public like that. So I can't say I blame her. I'm pretty sure she's doing what anyone else would do in her situation. Look, this is not a Tasha K bash train. We're just speaking hypothetically because of some things that were rumored. It's a rumor. It could be true, it could be false. But given the situation and the scenario, we're working with the scenario that we have. Okay. Now that everybody has understood that, like I was saying, this case may or may not wash Latasha Kibi dry or Kibi Studios. But if she's indicted, she could definitely face a large fine and some prison time. Serious prison time. As you can tell from that example, those two guys are facing up to 32 years. Because like I said, when the feds come after you, they don't hit you with just one charge. They give it all they got, baby. Because if you're going to use federal dollars, yeah, they're going to make sure that money comes. Now, say for instance, this case with Cardi B does actually literally wash her out and she has to file for bankruptcy. Say she wasn't actually lying when she said 400,000, but since she's been found guilty of being a liar, let's say let's say Wikipedia actually has it right and she's actually worth around the $500,000, which that was from 2020. So it's been a little time since now she's had more time to accumulate cash. So Forbes has her listed as $1.5 million net worth. I'm thinking she may actually be closer to that number of the $1.5 million. I know she said $400,000 in a live, but I'm not certain as to how long ago that was. So I'm not gonna say that she's lying because maybe at that time she was and now she's not. Okay. Again, this is not a hate train. But say for instance, she's worth 1.5. Like I said, right now she's looking at $1.25 million right now. And if they feel that she is able or has the ability to pay more than the 1.25, then they're going to add on, from what I'm understanding, they're going to add on the punitive damages and the legal fees. Well, the legal fees are on there regardless. But if the legal fees don't take her out with what she already has with the medical, the 1.25, which the medical is only 250,000. The 1 million is for, I guess, the pain and suffering and all that. And then, well, I don't know. I really don't know. She gets 1 million for damages of some sort. They're looking at $250,000 for medical, but that has to be proven, so that number's not set in stone. Legal fees. Those are the guarantees. Those three things. And if they deem that she will be able to, I'm assuming, pay this suit off, whatever the amount that they're going to charge, then they'll add on punitive damages to that. Or that punitive damage amount will be considered based upon that. With that being said, if this does, and she could have the money. I don't know. She could have the money somewhere. Again, this whole thing is about possibly hiding assets. She could, if she has the money, she can just outright call up her accountant and pay her. If she has the money. But if she does not have the money, she does have some options. She does. And honestly, she has a couple options that she could have taken, possibly, which could lead to why there's rumors of hiding assets. So we're going to get into that. Okay. So one, let's look at Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Now, in order for you to file bankruptcy, first of all, you have to understand that you have to meet certain qualifications. If you don't meet those qualifications, you can't file that chapter. It just is what it is. Cut in stone, it's dry, it's in black and white. There's no, it's not much. It's cut and dry. I am not an attorney, so if you are in a situation where you feel like you need to file for bankruptcy, this is not financial advice. Please seek your please seek the appropriate advisor for your situation, because I am not an attorney. But I was able to look up some things, and so this Chapter 7 I got from westgatelaw.com. And what it says there is that in order for you to file a Chapter 7, Chapter 7 is based upon income and assets. Two categories that you have to qualify in order to be able to charge to do a Chapter 7. Well, the income, you have to make less than the median household income of your size in your state. Latasha Kibi lives in Georgia. It's not super expensive to live in Georgia. It just really isn't. I live in California. It's twice as much here as it is there. So, therefore, the median income of a household of her size, which she has, 4 people in her household, a household of 4, it's going to be a lot less than what Latasha Kibi makes per month, just off YouTube alone. That's not even considering what other businesses she may have, just off YouTube alone. So she's going to already exceed that. That's already going to knock her out the runnings for Chapter 7. That's first of all. Or they have to determine whether you have enough disposable income left over to pay back some or the portion of your debt. So that is another guideline, if you will. So if she has enough disposable income left over to pay back some or a portion of her debt, she may still qualify. But again, like I said, she already makes over the median. So I don't know. Again, I'm not an attorney. If there's an attorney in the building or attorney makes it into the chat, please leave a comment in the comment section and educate us a little bit on that situation. We would love to hear it. And then there's assets. Oh no, I'm actually not even there yet. If your disposable income is beyond the threshold, you may not be eligible for the Chapter 7 protection. Again, attorney, if there's an attorney available who can kind of break that down for us a little bit better financially to let us know what that means. I'm not an attorney. I'm not really like 100% sure on that, because again, I'm not an attorney. But basically what I'm getting from it is that if her disposable income is beyond like whatever she needs to pay, excessively past what she needs to pay in this lawsuit. Like, say for instance, if she ends up having to pay $3 million, but it comes out that she's actually worth like $6 million, $7 million, they're going to be like, okay, well, no, you can't file for bankruptcy because you made the $3 million, girl, just pay it. So that's how I took that. If I'm wrong, somebody leave it in the comment section, correct me on that. I'd love to hear about it. Now, assets. Assets, it varies per state. It does vary per state as far as what can be protected. So you want to ask, okay? She's gonna want to ask what can be protected exactly, okay, when it comes to the assets, because in some states are actually more liberal, and so you can protect things like retirement accounts, workers' compensation awards, vehicles, homes, things of that nature. But like I said, it varies per state. So you really would have to ask your attorney those questions as far as if you have any of these special things, or if she has any of these special things. She would want to ask questions about if she would be able to do that. But again, like I said, I kind of think that she's out on the financial side anyway. She makes too much. So I don't think she'll be able to file Chapter 7. Again, I'm not an attorney, but if I had to take an educated guess, no. I'm going to go with no. It's a no for me. So next there's the Chapter 11. So the Chapter 11 information I got from oaktreelaw.com. That's oaktreelaw.com. And it's for business, the chapter 11. I actually wasn't as familiar with this one. So I actually learned a little bit of something. So it says for businesses, this chapter 11 is for businesses and high net worth individuals. Well, technically, Tasha K would technically fit into that category if you really think about it, because she does have 1 million subscribers. I don't know exactly what her views look like, but I'm pretty sure it's over 100, 200,000 on average. I mean, according to Dennis Byron and Choke No Joke, shout out to Choke No Joke and Dennis Byron, they said that she was bragging, and the lead attorney, shout out to lead attorney, they said that she was bragging about 4.5 million views off one Cardi B video alone. So I can only imagine that she has 100 or 1 million subscribers now, then she's at least getting 20% of that. 20% is 200,000 on average. I'm no guru, no marketing guru, but if I had to guess. So it's for building businesses and high net worth individuals. Now it allows you to manage the process. It allows you also to protect assets and to discharge debts. It involves debt reorganization and the establishment of a payment plan. So it would allow her to be able to actually make a payment plan. And again, shout out to the lead attorney. I believe when I was listening on his live, there was a bankruptcy attorney that showed up in that live, and I believe he said the payment plan would consist of about 5 years. What can be paid off in a 5-year time. And if she again does have a net worth of about $1.5 million, and she does end up having to pay about $3 million out, just I think that that's something that she can honestly pay off in a 5-year period, given that she's allowed to keep her channel. Because at this moment right now, it's kind of still up and down as to whether she's going to be allowed to do that or not. So if she is allowed to keep her channel, she may be able to. Of course, she still has her following, she still has her fan base, so she'll still bring in more streams, she'll still bring in more revenue. She'll have to find a, maybe revamp her branding or rebrand in some type of way, I'm sure, but she'll still be able to bring in some revenue. She may have to change up some things, but I'm sure she'll make it through if they allow her to keep her channel. If not, not really sure what she will be able to do. I'm pretty sure she would probably just move to a different platform. And again, she has a following, so I'm pretty sure her followers will just follow her there. I'm pretty sure she's already on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So I'm pretty sure she'll just probably move to another platform and just get monetized over there. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a money game, guys. So she's making YouTube money, bad press or not. She's still making them money, and these other platforms are definitely gonna know that. And she may be making other platforms money as well. I don't know. So it's not the end. It's not the end of the road for her. Maybe even if they take her channel, it's not the end of the road for her. She will capitalize in some form or fashion. I promise you. Um, it's she may not be book smart, but and she may like common sense a little bit. Yeah, and so she still knows how to get money. Frank Lucas couldn't read or write, but he could count money. So all I'm saying is you don't have to have a Ivy League education to learn how to get this money. But you do need a bit of an education, still doesn't have to be Ivy League, to learn how to keep it. And she forgot how to keep it. So back to this chapter 11 here. Okay. The chapter 11 can also provide lean stripping services to help you reorganize and strip a significant portion of the debt off of the properties of the estate. So she can get and possibly help get the amount reduced in some form or fashion. Again, not an attorney. If you are an attorney, leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know a little bit more about that. Educate us on that. I really would love to hear that information. But nonetheless, a significant portion of the debt can be, I guess, taken off or lower. The debt can be lowered so that it can be something that she can actually do. I'm assuming if she doesn't pay or if she isn't, if they don't find it feasible for her to be able to pay off the debt within a certain amount of time. Again, not sure, but just taking an educated guess. Now, that's all for the chapter 11. So it looks like she fits more in the criteria of a chapter 11. But there is a chapter 13. And we're going to go through that. Now, in order for you to fit into a file of chapter 13, first of all, you have to have a regular income. And I'm going to go ahead and say that Tasha K already doesn't fit into chapter 13 because of the simple fact that she doesn't have a regular income. Again, 1 million subscribers, 200,000 views on average, guesstimation, doesn't have a regular income. If somebody is sitting at 100,000 subscribers and they're getting $10,000 to $20,000 a month, I'm pretty sure she's grossing more than that. So therefore, that's not gonna work. But nonetheless, I'm gonna keep going on. In order for you to qualify for chapter 13, you also have to have an unsecured debt not exceeding, get this, $419,275, and a secured debt of $1,257,850. Now I don't know if those figures are still the same, but according to my source, which is the oaktreelaw.com, these are the numbers. Again, those numbers are always liable to change because if you know anything about business, you know anything about government, things are always changing. So you can't get too stuck on one thing because it's always changing. So the numbers may be a little different. So if they are, forgive me. But still, you have a average range because the numbers may be a little different, but they usually don't fluctuate that far. Now, a stipulation is you cannot have filed a Chapter 13 in the last 2 years or a Chapter 7 bankruptcy in the last 4 years. That automatically takes you out of the running, period. So if there has been a Chapter 13 or in the last 2 years, a Chapter 13 in the last 2 years, or a Chapter 7 in the last 4 years, you cannot file a Chapter 13. Unless things have changed. According to oaktreelaw.com, you cannot file a 13. Not with that. You also must be current on your tax filings. Now this poses a possible obstacle because rumor has it, allegedly, Tasha K has unfiled taxes. And if that rumor is true, then it may be a really rainy day really soon in these next couple years for Miss Latasha Kibi. And that's unfortunate if that is true. It's really unfortunate. Not only on that, but you cannot have filed a bankruptcy 7 or 13 petition in the previous 180 days that was dismissed for certain reasons, such as failing to appear in court or complying with court orders. Now, I'm pretty sure we can get from this trial. We've seen it. We've heard about it, rather. Her in action as far as complying with court orders. I mean, anybody that'll wipe their ass with 3 cis and desist is not going to comply with court orders. They've made that pretty obvious. It's not a stab. It's no tea, no shade. It's just facts. I would tell you to, if you're in a situation where you're having to file for bankruptcy, or you think you have to file for bankruptcy, definitely go get you find you a credit counselor or a bankruptcy attorney and go talk with them first before you actually file. Make sure that that's actually your most favorable choice, because if it's not, well, it's not going to do too much for you. Don't be like our girl Tasha K, who went out and got criminal attorneys for a civil case, and those poor babies was lost in the sauce, if I must say so myself. It was really pretty painful to watch. You want me to be totally honest with you? It was really pretty painful to watch. But nonetheless, we made it through it. And finally, 2 weeks later, we have a verdict. Should have only taken one, though. I'm about as tired as these jurors were. I almost got tired of hearing about the case, to be honest. So I was really happy to hear that they had finally come up with a verdict. I didn't care which way it went at this point. That's just God's honest truth. I just wanted to be over with. Well, the question is, if she can't pay, then what? If she can't pay Cardi B, then what is she going to do? Bankruptcy is just an option. I'm not going to say it's a for sure option, because it's not a for sure option. Maybe she can pay. Maybe she can pay Cardi B out of her pocket. Maybe after submitting all her finances and assets and everything, they discovered that the money is there. And she just has to start over. She can pay her with her assets, and by liquidating all of her assets, and the rest in cash. And she just has to start over. That could be a possible outcome too. We don't know how much Tasha Kibbe's worth. We really don't. Again, Wikipedia said 500,000. Tasha K out of her own mouth said 400,000. Forbes and Business, they said 1.5 million. Who knows? Who knows? So in the comment section, this is what I want y'all to do. First of all, I want you to leave a comment as to where you feel like assets are being hidden. Assets are being concealed. Yes or no? Do you feel like assets are being concealed? And for my people who believe that assets may be or are being concealed, do you think she'll have to file for bankruptcy? And do you think she could possibly, well, we know she could possibly face jail time, but do you think they'll actually indict her if she is indeed withholding assets, or should I say, have unfiled taxes on some of the businesses? Because she says they own multiple businesses. Her husband says they don't. We don't know the paperwork, how everything's set up. We don't. So we can neither confirm or deny. Neither confirm nor deny. Only two people know. But the sad truth of it is we can't believe anything they say. They've proven themselves to be compulsive liars. And that's unfortunate. Because now they're about to possibly have to go into a situation where they need trust. They need someone to believe them. It's not the court of public opinion. That's a grand jury indictment. Possibly. So, I hope that everything is in order and everything's lined up. And I hope that there is No concealing of assets or falsifying documents of any sort. There's rumors of a PPP, but you didn't hear that from me. Where did I hear that from, actually? So many content creators have put out information. Again, shout out to all the content creators who have gotten a bag off this case. Well played, well played. Well, guys, that's all about it from here. That's all about it for me. So leave your 2 cents in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about the situation. I'll try to reach back out to each and every person. Make sure you like this live if you like this video. And then make sure you're subscribing because, there's always more after this. This case is over, but another case is beginning. And we want to break that one down. We break things down financially, guys. We break things down in numbers. That's what we do over here. But we take high-profile cases. We take celebrity situations. And then sometimes we just grab some stragglers. But we break it all down financially. And, I just invite you to enjoy the conversation and join in on the conversation as well. Check out the description box. There's a lot of goodies in there. All of my social media is there as well. And you know what? I'll see you guys on another video. Peace out. Peace and blessings.